Okay, welcome back everyone, it's Nicola Cairncross here, and I just wanted to share with you an exercise I ran myself for my own business today because I had a business problem that I wasn't able to solve, and the reason I wasn't able to solve it was I didn't know the answer. Might seem obvious, but it's a hell of a lot easier to solve your problems when you know the answers. So I wanted to just run through with you live in real time how I went about solving this business problem when I didn't know the answer. And I'm going to tell you at the end about a little bit of magic that happened. So I'm going to go over to the desktop now, and then we're going to walk through it. This is what I normally do in the physical life. I prefer to do it in physical life, but today I'm doing it on my desktop. I usually utilise the nearest window or the nearest white wall and get some real actual post-it notes because I find brainstorming much easier when I'm away from the computer. But let's see how it goes today anyway. I haven't practiced this in advance, by the way. This is actually me trying to work through a real problem in my business at the moment. So the theory, this is my favourite way of making business decisions or solving problems, and I'll flash up on the screen a screenshot of my best video on covering this in the abstract, if you like, so you can watch that first before having a go at it yourself for your business. So the theory of constraints, it's called, by a guy called Eli Goldratt, and he was very instrumental in making production flow better. So it's all about the concept of your business being a number of links in a chain, and if you can identify the weakest link, then you can constantly improve your business. But what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to get over a problem. I've got an issue in my business in that the hardest thing for me to do is to come up with topics to talk about, because I've got such a wide range of business experience, coaching hundreds, if not thousands, of business owners over the years, 25 years. And being a business owner myself in lots of different businesses, physical businesses, online businesses, you name it, I've tried it. Some with varying degrees of success. I've had a few notable successes, which so this issue in my bit, but the problem is I don't know what to talk about on YouTube. It's not that I don't know what to talk about. I know what people should know if they want to become an entrepreneur, and I know what the problems they'll come up against, but that's not what they're searching for. And YouTube is driven not only by your audience, so you have to build an audience first, which was rather easier for me than some, because I've got a mailing list of people who are my ideal prospects and customers. So when I started posting videos on YouTube again, I sent out daily emails with links to the YouTube videos, and so that built my audience. But the thing that I don't know is how to make my audience grow bigger than that. And for that to happen, two things need to happen. My videos need to be search engine friendly. Now I know how to make them search engine friendly, but I don't know what kind of topics people are searching for on YouTube, although it does also work on Google to some degree because Google owns YouTube. So I've had successes in the past with naming a video and doing all the SEO on a video on something that I know people are searching for, but it's a bit more difficult when you're doing it daily, that's for sure. And the other point is that you have to build your audience, and then you have to know what your audience is searching for, what your YouTube audience is searching for specifically. And I've got a rather marvelous bit of the story to tell you right at the end, which is rather magical. And it happened to me just as I was putting up these post-its yesterday, ready to make this video. So the first thing with theory of constraints is you need to have a goal. And my goal is to have a successful digital marketing company business. And part of that is to market that digital marketing business doing only the things I enjoy. And that's actually my whole rationale, my whole raison d'etre, if you like, raison d'etre, of helping other people do their marketing, because I want other people to only do the marketing they enjoy and only do the bits they're good at. Because the problem with marketing is if you don't enjoy it and you do it in ways that you're not very good at, you're not only going to not succeed, you're not going to do it. You're just not going to do it. And I know that from personal first-hand experience. So the goal is to market my business successfully in a way that I most enjoy. So part of that goal I've identified, I did this whole process before with my business, and I've identified that the best, easiest, most fun way for me to market my business is to put regular content onto YouTube, because I find talking to camera really easy, really fun. I love the creative process of editing and getting rid of all the ums and ahs. And I really also enjoy the creative process of making the thumbnails. I've always enjoyed making thumbnails. I don't know why. I used to love doing them for Own It, the podcast as well. So when it became obvious that that was the area of YouTube, of my marketing that I needed to focus on most, I started doing it, and I got some very good early success. I went from something like 84 views in the previous 28-day period to over 1,000 views, in the next 18-day period. And I went from something like 2 hours watch time in the previous 28-day period to over 80 hours in the second 28-day period. So it definitely went in the right direction immediately. Now, what I've got to do is I've got to keep going. I've done over 2 months now, and I think I've done something like 50, nearly 60 videos. So I've only missed a few days, but the thing that makes me miss days is coming up with ideas. So let's just put our goal in here. So my goal is, I'm using stickies by the way, on stickies on a Mac. Right, new note. So I'm going to put my new note up here. Might have to make them smaller. Yeah, let's make them smaller. Okay, so my goal is actually a sub goal. Create a daily video on YouTube brackets, searchable and growing audience. Okay, so right, that's not the top goal. The top goal is to create a successful YouTube channel. And monetized. Now that takes 4,000 watch hours in a 1 year period and 1,000 subscribers. So I've got something like 800 and something subscribers now. So I'm doing well with getting new subscribers. I think that will get there fairly soon, but I need to get from something like 80 to 90 watch hours in a 28-day period to 300, because only then will I hit the 4,000 target for the year. So then you can get monetized, and then YouTube will show ads on your videos. Well, they're probably showing ads on my videos anyway, but I get paid roughly half of what they're earning. So you've got to get to this hurdle first, and then you've got to keep going, obviously. So let's make it. There we go. So that's a sub goal. Create a successful and monetized YouTube channel. Now you think to yourself, what are the prerequisites for success in this goal? So let's do a new note, and let's make it to green. Hang on, color green. Here we go. And you're allowed up to 5 of these. So I wonder if I can clone them. That'd be quite good, wouldn't it? Try not to get too OCD about the sizes, although this is one of the things that slows me down. That's why it's quite good for me to do it with physical post-it notes, so I don't diddle about with the the size too much. Oh my god, not the right shapes, but never mind. Okay, so what are the prerequisites for success for a successful and monetized YouTube channel? Regular content. That's one of the things that people say YouTube reward you for most. Content that gets shown in YouTube, because what you're trying to do, you're trying to build up an audience of new people all the time, as well as keep the ones that you've attracted as subscribers. Regular content that create content that gets shown in YouTube various places. Create content that creates subscribers. create content that is search engine friendly, which I can do quite easily, but is also covering topics people are searching for. Continually improve my content. Use tools, etc., and learn new techniques. For example, one of the people I follow, he's got a whiteboard that he lays flat on his desk, and he's got a set of coloured pens, you know, magic markers kind of thing, Sharpies. He has a camera pointing down on the whiteboard that's on, it's like a sheet of white plastic, and he draws on that. And I think that's really cool because he's sitting down so he's comfortable and he can swap to talking to camera easily, but then he can also swap to working on the whiteboard without having to get up all the time. So that's really pretty good, I think. So that's one of the things I've identified I'd like to do, because I do like to use drawings quite a lot. The other thing I could do to use drawings in my videos is to get myself one of those, they're like an iPad that you can draw on, iDraw I think they're called, but they're expensive, so I've put off doing that just yet because I don't know that I would actually use it, and I want to make sure that I do by doing it the cheap way first, and then I can upgrade to the expensive way. Okay, so these are my prerequisites for success on YouTube, I think. Regular content and diverse content. For example, I am planning an interview with my mentor, who is incredibly camera shy, but I'm going to make a sort of cartoon character like the Doomberg chicken, that every time I interview him, it will just sort of sit there looking like it's him. I'm getting it made to look sort of roughly like him, but not exactly like him. So I think that'll be quite fun. So diverse content. So for example, daily, and then things like advice, website reviews, advice from experience, website reviews, and marketing sessions. But all of these require people, you see, and I haven't got any people yet, but that'll come with time. And then the other thing is interviews, mentors. Okay, so you see how I'm building up the prerequisites for a success for a YouTube channel. And if you were writing this down, you'd obviously put arrows and all sorts of things. So the thing about that is that you need great thumbnails, great topics, and a good conversion rate. The more YouTube shows your thumbnail and the more people that click through, that increases your conversion rate. And the other thing is that good watch time. So if people stay for a while and watch your video, then that's going to get you shown more. So these are all the things that you need to think about so that you're creating content that gets shown in YouTube and YouTube's various places. Oh no, I'll leave it there. Create content that creates subscribers. Not absolutely sure yet. I suppose that people would not want to miss your content you don't want to miss. So I don't mind if people subscribe on YouTube. I need about 200 more, but I'm actually also keen that people subscribe on Substack, because then I can send them an email. So if you want an email reminder, which you get a notification with YouTube, but if you want an email reminder, spell out benefits on YouTube description and Substack. Okay, Create content that's search engine friendly, but is also covering topics people are searching for. So this was my bugbear, this one here. So these, I'm all good with everything. So let's move that one out of the way. And let's move this one into place here. So that's what you do. You think about the weak link in the chain. I'm pretty good on all the rest of it, but I'm not so good on this first one. So that is the weak link in my chain. It's not only stopping me building a YouTube channel, it's stopping me making the videos. So it's pretty urgent, okay? So then you go necessary conditions. What are the necessary conditions to achieve this prerequisite for success? Creating content that is search engine friendly, but is also covering topics people are searching for. Okay, so now let's have a few more stickies. Let's have a new two. Okay, then underneath your prerequisites for success, you then put down your necessary conditions. There's someone buzzing about in a plane over my flat and it's driving me absolutely bonkers. Okay, so necessary conditions to creating content that is search engine friendly, but is also covering topics people are searching for. You have to know how to make YouTube vids that have SEO elements in them, which I do, so that's all good. What else is a prerequisite? Next necessary conditions for creating content that is search engine friendly. Know what people are searching for. People want to learn about. Know what words, which words, which words people are using to search for those things, topics, let's call them topics. So you notice so far we're phrasing all of it in positive present language. That's because we haven't got to the obstacles yet. And that's the only place you're allowed to be non-positive. What else? Videos on content people don't even know. They don't know topics and content. Don't even know that they need to know. No, but because that surprises people, and there's nothing worse than going to a channel and thinking, oh, I know everything on this, so I don't need to watch any of these videos. You need to surprise people occasionally, and if you can even surprise people once in every video while you're sharing valuable knowledge, then that would help people become subscribers and come back for more. And it would also encourage them to watch your videos, even if they think they know know everything you've got to say on the topic. If you can continually surprise them with just one extra little tidbit, if you like, then they are more likely to subscribe and come back and watch your videos. Okay, what else? Searching for. Okay, people create content around current events. I nearly did that when I was doing the unboxing of the diary, Stephen Bartlett's diary, because that's a current event. It's just been launched. Everyone's getting their diaries in the post. I knew that someone would do an unboxing video at some point, and I wanted to get in first. Because if you can piggyback, if you like, on a famous name, then it helps. I mean, because I was doing something that would help Steve Bartlett, because I did a favourable review, I was able to use his image and not worry about any comeback on that, because he's not going to come and say to me, take my picture off that video thumbnail, if I'm then referring people to buy his diary, am I? He's just not going to do it, because he's a sensible young man and he knows what's good with marketing. So this is something I could do more of, actually. And what else? Search engine friendly content, also covering topics people are searching for. Draw up a hit list of topics of interest to entrepreneurs and small business owners. Something I'm really bad at, this planning stuff. And spelling, by apparently. Misspell that horribly now. Hit list. There we go. Topics. Right. Okay. So then what you do is you take you're going to need some more space. So whiz your things over that you don't need to work on right now. I would keep them. Because I'm going to need the space. Okay. Now this is where you can put things in order of importance. So know how to make YouTube videos that have SEO elements, good SEO elements in them. Well, there's no obstacles there because I know how to do that. So I'm going to move that down to the bottom. Know which topics people want to learn about. Right, this is quite important, as are make topics on videos people don't even know they want to know about. This is probably the most important thing, actually, at the moment. Oh, perhaps that one as well. So this is where you organise things in terms of importance and timeline importance as well. That's probably the first thing to do, isn't it? Because it's going to make it easier when I reveal to you what I discovered yesterday. Okay, so we've got things in what we perceive to be order of importance, and often you'll find that this thing can't be done until this thing's done, or this thing can't be done until this thing's done. So that's what what's that called? Imperative. It's when something needs to be done before you could do something else. So that's a good thing to be aware of as well. Okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to pick a colour we don't really like very much, grey. There you go, look at that. And we're going to create some new post-its, and we're going to think up the biggest obstacles around each of these topics, each of these necessary conditions that need to be there to succeed in our prerequisite for success. So let's make some new, gone again. Let's make some new. So the goal is now to brainstorm the obstacles, to draw up a hit list of topics of interest to entrepreneurs and small business owners. Not difficult for me. I can do that standing on my head. So I'm going to just ignore that one for a moment. Know which words people are using to search for the topics. Right. So the obstacle to that is how can I find this out? And which phrases are the most searched? Now, you might say you can use Google keyword tool, but I actually don't find it that useful, to be honest. I spend quite a lot of time in there. It's really quite, what's the word, overwhelming in terms of choice, and I don't find the numbers of searches that it returns for the UK very accurate. So I'm going to, that could be an outcome, but we'll come to that in a minute. Any other obstacles around know which words people are using? Let's move this down, actually. Let's get this out of the way. Create content around current events, people in the news. Are there any obstacles for that? Let's try with one obstacle to start with. Why aren't I doing that right now? Because that's what you've got to say to yourself. If I know how to do that, then, and there's no obstacles, why aren't I doing it? Because current events, because my interests at the moment do not align with those of small business owners. So I'm not aware of what's going on. Okay, so that's a good obstacle, because I spend a lot of time on social media, but I'm always looking at other things rather than what's going on for small business owners and people in the news. I'm not really, paying much attention to what's going on in terms of entertainment and all that bit of business. Make videos on topics people don't even know that they don't know, but they need to know. Yeah, I think I do that. So I think that's not so much of an issue. and know which topics people want to learn about. Right, that sort of goes up there, doesn't it? So really, the weak links in my chain around this are these three. So that's what I'm going to focus on. So this would be phrased as I don't know how to find this out. And which phrases are the most searched? Know which words people are using to search for the topics. Sort of. Okay. When I ask people, they don't respond. Brackets, don't know what they don't know. Yeah, that's what's going on here. So yeah, that is the problem. They don't know what they don't know, so they're searching in a way that I don't know that they're searching for. Know which words people, yeah. Know which words people are searching. Okay. So my obstacle to this is I don't trust the Google keyword planner to give me meaningful data for the UK specifically. And search volume. Because it's all very well making up a video on a topic that's got a fantastic search phrase that you can get to the top of number one in Google on easily by using the YouTube SEO skills that I have. But if there's nobody searching for it, it's a complete waste of your time, isn't it? I mean, although having said that, you can get clients from the very small number of viewers, but it makes your YouTube channel look bad if you've got small numbers of people watching videos. I've got some videos that have only done sort of 5 to 20 views, and there's no reason for that except that I've obviously used the wrong phrase in my title and it's not what people are searching for. So I've got one obstacle there. Know which topics people want to learn about. Okay, and then know which words people are using to search for the topics, what words or phrases. So then create content around current events, people in the news. My interests at the moment do not align with those of small business owners, so I'm not as aware of what's going on for them. Okay, this is good. Now I could go on, but I think that's enough. So let's how do we get rid of that? There we go. Okay, so these are your obstacles to achieving the necessary conditions which are prerequisites for success in you achieving your goal or your sub goal. Then what you do is, this is the fun bit, right? So what you do now is you get another color that you like. You've got to have lots of lovely colored post-it notes for this. And then we're going to put them right opposite the obstacle, and we're going to brainstorm the opposite without even knowing the answer. Okay. So the opposite of I don't know how to find this out was I know how to find out which topics people want to learn about. Let's make people small business owners. Okay, I know how to find out. Know which words people are using to search for the topics. I don't trust the Google keyword. Give me meaningful data and search volume. So this one will be, I have a reliable tool to discover which words and phrases people use, small business owners, to search for the topics they want to learn about. I hope you can read all this. It's a bit small, but never mind. Hopefully you can. Okay, my interests at the moment do not align with those of small businesses, so I'm not as aware of what's going on for them. I have a regular, reliable source of what's in the news to provide current affairs topics I can comment on. Because I'd quite like to do those videos where you look through an article and talk about what you think about the article. Okay, so these are the outcomes from the obstacles. Would they solve the challenge that I'm facing? I don't know how to find this out. When I ask people, they don't respond. Yeah, the other thing that would, when my channel grows, I can ask them. But in the meantime, I know how to find out which topics small business owners want to learn about. I don't know how I would do that yet, but now that I know that this is the outcome I'm looking for, something's just popped into my head actually. Oh, there we go. So let's put a new sticky down. Let's make it purple. Okay. See, what happens is your subconscious goes to work and it starts coming up with solutions, even though you don't know what the solutions are when you start this process. So one of my outcomes is I know how to find out which topics small business owners want to learn about. And the idea that just popped into my head as I was looking about that was I can do some research. So action steps. So let's turn this from an obstacle into an action step now. I'm going to go and research popular videos on competitors channels. Now, the challenge for me is I don't really have any competitors who are aiming at the same market I'm aiming at. But I can go and look at sort of generic business success kind of channels. So I've turned that from an obstacle into an action step. I needed another color post-it really, but I didn't have one, so there we go. So I've turned that, and the good news is you get to throw these obstacle post-its away if you've got another color you can use for your actions. So I'm moving my outcome, my positive present positive outcome up here. I'm getting rid of my obstacles and I'm turning them into action steps, because the last thing you want to do is keep your obstacles. So let's think about this. I have a reliable tool to discover which words or phrases small business owners use to, I'll come back to this one because this is where the magic happened. Okay, I have a regular reliable source of what's in the news to provide current affairs topics I can comment on. Action: set up Google alerts. That's what's just popped into my head. For key phrases like entrepreneur and small business, and what else? SMEs, etc. Okay, so that will give me a regular supply of articles to look at and or comment on my YouTube channel. And then with this one, this is where the magic happened, okay? Because so as I was just thinking through, I was literally just doing these first post-its to think through the problem. When I'd finished doing those, I went back to look at my email. An email came in from Social Media Examiner. I'm having a bit of a problem with my email at the moment. All sorts of stuff that I had previously consigned to the updates tab seems to be escaping out into my primary tab. So I'm having to manually move things into my updates tab and then confirm that I want those emails to go there thereafter. So Social Media Examiner is a magazine, online magazine about digital marketing, and I used to really read it a lot when I was doing Facebook ads, because you really have to keep up to date with what's happening in the world of Facebook ads and Google ads and things. And what happened there was I literally saw that in this Social Media Examiner that I just opened out of sheer curiosity and diddling about to try and avoid making this video, and it said YouTube search tool launched. So they've actually got an in-house search tool that you can go and see what your audience is searching for on YouTube, and you can actually see the phrases they're using. It's a bit like the keyword planner tool for Google ads, but it's for YouTube specific. So I got a bit grumpy because when I first went to use it and followed their instructions didn't relate to what I was seeing on the screen. And there's nothing that drives me madder faster than being given an instruction that I can't follow for no reason that I can see. Might be explore YouTube's new search tool. I went away and made a cup of tea, and I had a chocolate hobnob biscuit because I usually find that helps my brain work a bit better. And I came back and I tried again, and I managed to find my way through the YouTube search tool to a list of things that people are searching for, that my audience are searching for right now. And one of them, I think I put the word in, so this is why this is quite important, is draw up a hit list of topics, because I want to be able to put in the topics that I know and potential clients are interested in, because I can put them into the YouTube search tool and see what actually people are searching for around those topics. And one of the first ones that jumped out at me was 4 businesses to start with $0. And I would never have come up with that wording in a million years. It's not very grammatically correct, and it's a strange number. I would have gone with 3 or 7 or 10. But no, what people are searching for is 4 business ideas to start with $0. So I sat and I thought about it and I planned it all out, and loads of ideas popped into my head. So it stimulated my creativity just seeing a title that I wouldn't have come up with myself. But I could then reach into my toolkit and my experience and my knowledge and my memories and come up with not only some great things to share, but some stories around those too. So I did that, and I made a great video, and the first comment that came in was thanks for the great content. So it worked, which is really exciting, isn't it? But I'm pretty sure that was the law of attraction in action. And if you haven't seen my law of attraction video about whether I believe in that or not, I'm going to flash it up on the screen for you now. Anyway, I hope this has helped you to use the theory of constraints to brainstorm your problems, because you sometimes don't know what the problems are until you sit down and thrash them out, and then to come up with an outcome, a positive, personal, positive, present. What are the 4 P's? Personal, present, positive, and permanent, I think they are. So that you can turn your obstacles into outcomes, and then you can turn them into action steps. And you can, the reason about doing it with post-it notes is so you can drag it around the screen and order things in either timeline fashion, no, that's got to be done before that, or that's more important to be done than that. I just love this tool, and I hope you do too. Well, I hope this helped, and if you've got any problems you'd like me to walk through on your behalf to try and solve them for you, I'd be very happy to do that. That might be quite a fun thing to do on the channel. So if you've got any niggling problems that you're struggling to think through and solve yourself, then just put them in the comments below, and I'd be delighted to have a crack at them for you. So yeah, if it's anything to do with your business or your marketing or getting your business online, anything like that, that's my specialty. But I do use this technique for solving all sorts of problems in my life. It's not just business stuff. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you tomorrow.